Hey y'all, I got some shit would need to be said, okay? So, as you can see, there are multiple articles here. But the title reads Minnesota State Trooper Jeremy Plonsky, who was arrested this week for producing child sexual abuse images, has now been charged with raping an infant. And the pictures that were retrieved were of Jeremy Plonsky raping an infant. So, first of all, this turned my stomach. Second of all, when I ran across these pictures, it was put together in a video form with a man in the background playing rock music. But the lyrics he was saying was, we should put these things down like dogs. In his video, he was saying, what do we do with dogs when they bite a child? We put them down, right? We basically unalive them. And he was saying in his video that this is what needs to happen to individuals like this. They need to be put down like dogs, is what he was saying. And he also said that if they're not put down like dogs, then they need to all be castrated. Mind you, all PDFs are not men. Some PDFs are also women. So, I guess you can castrate a woman, but just in a different kind of way. But anyway, so yeah, he was saying, put them all down like dogs in his video. And the more I was looking at the video, the more it reminded me of this interview that I saw. It was Nick Cannon, if you know comedian Nick Cannon, who's known for Nick Jr. channel. He was interviewing Candace Owens, who is a public personality. She has a podcast called Candace Owens, and a lot of people do follow her. A lot of people used to really hate on her, but a lot of people are actually following her now because they're actually paying attention to, some of the things that she says. And this particular article about this Minnesota state trooper reminded me of Candace Owens because she was trying to prove a point about the LGBTQ community. She was talking about trans people and pointing out specific facts. And Nick Cannon was combating her and saying, okay, so you're just okay going around hurting people's feelings, like you just don't care. And she was just like, no, it has nothing to do with that. It has everything just to do with the facts. She's like, I'm for objective truth. She's like, and you're for subjective truth. So they were kind of going back and forth, right? So Nick Cannon didn't want to, agree with her about her stance regarding trans people. And so she said, okay, well, let me play your game. Let me play your game. Let's talk about this. And then that's when she started talking about PDFs and how that there are people out there who are saying that they should be allowed to be minor attracted individuals. So then Nick Cannon got very uncomfortable. And he was like, whoa, 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 whoa. That's a different story. We're not talking about, trans. We're talking about da-da-da. And she was like, yeah. But she's like, but you're not for objective truth. You're for subjective truth. She was like, so are you saying that it's okay? Would it be okay for adults to have sex with 8-year-olds? And he was like, yeah, but, and she was like, no, Nick, no, but it's how they feel. It's their feelings. It's how they feel. We're going by that, right? We're not going by fact. And he was like, oh, and Nick Cannon kind of was like giving in because he saw that she was making some factual statements. And I was just like, wow, she went there. Like she really went there. And I think that these are really hot topics and they are very triggering to a lot of people who may listen to it. But it's very informative and it does speak truth very loudly. So, like I said, when I ran across this article, it just made me think about what she was talking about with regards to adults now saying that they want to pass a bill in Congress that adults can be minor attracted adults and sleep with little kids. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to attach this video to that video with the Candace Owens and the Nick Cannon interview so that y'all can get both of it in one viewing. And I'm going to warn people out there, it is very triggering, and it is going to be triggering to a lot of people who are not going to be in agreement with her. But, you know, it's already out there, so I'm just putting my video to it because this video about this guy, this Minnesota State Trooper, just made me think of what she was talking about when she was trying to prove a point to Nick Cannon. So that's why I'm just going to go ahead and connect the two and send it off. Let me know your thoughts.
And in your perception of the world is different from someone else's perspective, because just as emphatic as you are, that you believe what you just said, there's someone that believes emphatically the opposite.
Okay, so what you're talking about is, if you say to me you should respect people, I always respect people. I would disrespect you if I lied to you. I'm not going to call a man a woman. I'm not going to call a woman a man. I'm not going to say sorry for telling the truth.
Your beliefs.
It's not my belief. A woman cannot be a man. A man cannot be a woman. It's not a belief.
But I'm saying
a person that is born a man, okay, a person that is born with a penis, as we call it, okay, cannot ever grow up and give birth. Do we agree with that?
Yes.
Okay, so there is such thing as an objective truth. I will not apologize. So what you're talking about is the idea that everything can be subjective and there's no such thing as truth. And let me tell you why that. But that's why it's either yes or a no.
No, because we're either talking about feelings or facts.
No, but that's what I'm saying. I believe there is objective. I'm not going to apologize for not saying because his feelings are hurt. And do you see how I feel? Because
so you have no problem going throughout the world hurting people's feelings.
I have no problem going out the world. That's one way to pitch it. Telling people the truth so they can better their lives, so they can live in reality and not the one. Not the fantasy land that they're creating for their lives. But what if someone
believes that is a better life for them?
Okay, well, let's play it your way then. Let's do it the other way. There are a group of people who are now referring to themselves as minor attracted people. But that's what they believe. They believe that they are in love and want to have sex with children. They believe that, Nick. They believe it. And are you going to apologize when you call them pedophiles? Are you going to apologize, Nick? Are you going to apologize, Nick? Are you going to have them on your podcast? Don't you understand how they feel on the inside when you say that they can't have sex with 8-year-olds?
That is a hell of a point.
It is. The slippery slope is not a fallacy. It is reality. We are living the slippery slope. So somebody's going to have to produce the wall. So there's going to be a lot of voices that need to be objective and tell people the truth. I'm very happy to be those voices. If you're looking for me to, make you feel good, I can't be your mommy. I can't. That's why I said, I'm not your mommy. You're not a toddler. You're an adult.
But see,
this is what truth is. And if you can't deal with truth, then you're going to have a very tough life, way tougher than having to listen to Candace Owens say, you are a man on the internet. You cannot feel compassion. You cannot feel compassion for lies. What they're doing now is they're wielding compassion as a sword to pass through everything that they want done. And like I said, you were going to blink, and compassion is going to end up with minor attracted peoples. Compassion is going to mean we can no longer call them pedophiles. Compassion is going to mean we can no longer call them pedophiles. That is what is going to happen. It is what is happening.
Can't let that happen.
We are barreling toward that. We are barreling toward that. It's so obvious because people they would rather tell a lie than risk offending someone.